Today, we meet Francois Williams, half of a remarkable running team from Paro, who trains, races, and shows up every week with his wife Antoinette. Paro is a suburb of Cape Town in South Africa, and in the background, you might just be able to see a bit of Table Mountain. Francois and Antoinette have done 2 oceans, Comrades, and countless local races together. What makes these stories special isn't just the results, it's the rhythm of 2 lives running in step. We will get Francois to share what that looks like day to day, how they stay consistent, and what he's learned about partnership and purpose, and the small things, yes, even the small things like pricking up bread tags that keep them going. Francois, welcome to Masters on the Move.
Thank you. It's a privilege.
Francois, tell us about where it all started. When did you and Antoinette first run together, and was one of you the recruiter?
Antoinette is the one that did cross-country races as a youngster at school. I was more of a sprinter, doing 100 meters and 200 meter hurdles and stuff. So I had more the sprint thing in me. But Antoinette was the one that loves the open road and long runs. And it actually started over time. She once joined the Tygerberg club for a year before we got married, and did all these 10-kilometer races and 1.5 marathon. And then she stopped, and eventually we got married. And with the kids, after our first daughter, Antoinette started running again with a racing pram, and that got us together. At first, she started getting back into races, and I was just sort of a supporter with the kids. We would maybe do the 5K run, and Antoinette would do the 10. And yeah, so as the kids grew older and could sort of manage on their own, we started doing these 10s together. We had this dream, okay, maybe we should go further than 10, because when I was younger, as an unmarried young working guy, 5K was far for me. I was just running, okay, 2, 3, then it's enough. And because I was just used to these short distances. So when the kids couldn't go on their own, we thought of, okay, maybe we should do a half marathon. And training for that half marathon, we did the half. And then, okay, maybe we should just do a marathon once, just see how it goes. And yeah, well, the rest is history.
The bug bit.
Yes.
Was there a moment that you both realized that this would become a long-term, lifelong goal to run together?
It was sort of growing on us, but especially when Antoinette, once we did a race out in the Doorns, Hex River Valley. It was called the Herfstpracht. It's autumn beauty, when the vineyards turn yellow and orange and red. And she discovered, hey, but the lady behind her won a prize. And Antoinette, we were still temp license runners, so we didn't have age tags and clubs and so. And then she decided, wait, maybe we should join a club and get our age tags so she could win prizes, because she's rather competitive. She was a good runner at school, so that was when it started, that okay, let's do this, and it became just a lifestyle for us.
We have a clip that Antoinette recorded earlier where she describes that a little bit.
When ek moes nou gesien by 'n wedloop ek kan 'n prys wen as ek by my ouderdom tag dra en sien ek as ek nou begin dit doen, dan kan ek ook 'n prys wen. En toe sluit ons by die klub aan, en dis waar ek begin mededingend hardloop.
Francois, how do you describe your running partnership?
It's sort of a give and take. We have lots of humor in the thing. It must be fun, but it's also patience and tolerance. The one have to bear with the other's quirks and habits, and how he or she reacts or acts in certain circumstances. But in general, we try to over time learn from each other, and actually feed into each other's patterns. Like Antoinette maybe is not as fast as me, and I'm So training together, it's actually not a problem. It's actually a good thing because it prevents me from overtraining because I try to keep to her, and it prevents her from just sitting back because she doesn't want me to wait too long at the end. So in that way, we help each other out. Obviously, sometimes there's miscommunication, or the one doesn't want to get up in the morning, but because like I feel, oh, she wants to run, so I have to get up, and she thinks in the cold morning, oh dear, Francois maybe wants to run, so I should have to get up to support him, whatever. So in that way, without knowing or without even speaking, we support each other to keep this thing going. Apart from just because of running, that is a sort of a healthy and a mental health thing to just get some fresh air and exercise and blood through your body everywhere. And then the races, the club, the social get-togethers. That's all part of our sort of how our relationship in running is being fed, and yeah, can continue. Antoinette loves structure and a plan. There was a time when, once on a training run, I just go out and run, and she must follow me. But then we sort of, my dad used to say he loves to get lost because he gets to learn new places, and I'm very much like that. So, but Antoinette complained and said, "Hey, but we're running around aimlessly now." So, so I decided, no, we should decide before, and okay, what we're gonna do today, or what. So she loves that structure, especially when we entered a marathon or an ultra marathon, and I have to sort of, I do all the bookings and the planning, and then a written out training plan that we can tick off every day. That she loves that. The other thing is couples or married couples, or the marriage advice is go on a date night every week. For me, it's a cheap run because it just costs me a literal arm and a leg, because Antoinette just loves to go out on a run, and that's our date night. And in Cape Town, we're privileged to, yeah, like with Table Mountain in the background, and we have got some hilly routes with we're getting up heights. So in the evening, we have beautiful sunsets while we run. So that's sort of a treat on its own.
A romantic run
Yes.
together. Nice. Francois, many couples run separately, not together. What has made you choose to do that together? Is it the circumstances, safety in South Africa?
Yeah, in the beginning, when with the kids and with school and work, the routine was so that I would train separately in the morning with the dog maybe, and she got chance to run a bit later in the day. But when we started running together, we found that it's actually working well to run together, just for the companionship, the accountability, and yeah, safety in Cape Town, wherever it's just there's safety in numbers. So it's good and nice to train together. And as I said before, we have different abilities, but it's actually also very much the same, and that it feeds into each other, because it prevents me from overexerting myself, and it keeps her with a bit of a push, to keep up. Um, so it works out well, because we do train together, but then a few times a week or on a Saturday, we in a group, say with a club, and then there we can do our own thing at our own tempo. We heard of another couple that we also, our own in-house joke is, the guy said to his wife, "No, but I can't run with you anymore because I can't reach my potential." So whenever I see Antoinette is getting a bit behind, then I joke and say, "Hey, you preventing me getting to my potential." But we're just joking, because actually it helps us to train together, and because we have that opportunities at the club events with the time trial or the hill runs or at the races, we are free. We give each other the freedom to just do your best, and good luck, enjoy the race, and there we go.
Fantastic. Are there sacrifices that you've had to make over the years to be able to accommodate each other?
Yeah, I think, yeah, for me, like Antoinette loves running, but I have to run. If you see pictures of us, she easily smiles for the camera, but I've got this grumpy face on me. But I mean, saying it with a joke, but yeah. So it's for me, it's sort of hard work. I'm naturally lazy. I would rather lie on the couch with a book or the newspaper. Um, but and there's certain maybe social events that we don't attend or because we're gonna run. But it later on it becomes a sort of a nice convenient excuse not to go to a certain event that we don't want to attend.
Yes.
So the running itself is so yeah, there's not really much. I felt a bit bad about the children maybe being left alone at home for long times, but then they said no, but we enjoy to see mom and dad going out together for a run, and you enjoy it, and we see. So that was sort of a
Yeah,
great
that's great.
privilege to hear that from my children.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tell us a bit about what a typical week looks like, a training week.
Yeah, we train 5 days a week. Fridays and Sundays are our rest days. So Monday is usually sort of a typical recovery run, but when we train hard for some event, it would be a 10 around 10ish k's. And then Tuesdays is usually our club's time trials. It's a 5K time trials. When I trained for Comrades, I pushed it up a bit to a sort of my own 8 kilometer time trial. Don't know yet if it worked or not. Wednesdays we're alone. Is again, it's like a midweek, a bitish longish run. Um, Thursdays is again with the club, a hilly run. And then Saturdays our long runs. Yeah, so we not we are still learning from you about strength training and the other stretches and stuff that's important to do. So we try to start incorporating that as well. But that's about our week. Yeah.
You've done 2 oceans and Comrades. What is one of the best memories you have of one of those 2 races, Francois?
There's two actually. The one with the 2 oceans, our first 2 oceans, we did together as well. From the start to the end, we stuck together. That was 2019. It was a bit of a traumatic year. My father-in-law, Antoinette's dad, passed away that April. It was a few weeks just before the 2 oceans race. So, and emotionally, that was a big thing for Antoinette. And 2 oceans itself is a tough ultra. It's 56 kilometers along most beautiful route, but it's the first part is fairly flat, but then you have to do Chapman's Peak, little chappies and big chappies, and then the big one is Constantia Neck. Uh, but that year it was over Ou Kaapse Weg, Old Cape Road, due to some other, they couldn't do the normal route, but it's also a tough route that. And yeah, at 50 kilometers, Antoinette was just finished. She just couldn't go ahead, and she had this a thing about her dad. And at that stage, I could just manage to encourage her to do this for your dad, and let's
Yeah.
finish this. It was a great
Emotional.
end, yeah.
Ek sal sê die ons eerste 2 oceans is vir my baie spesiaal geweest. Dit was vir my emosioneel uitputtend ook, dit is net na my pa se oorlede is en toe moes ons die 2 oceans gaan hardloop het en hoe hy my ondersteun het om klaar te maak.
To get at the end together with your wife on such a big thing, like the Comrades as well. Comrades is a little bit of a different. It was this past year that was more rough. Antoinette really wanted to do the Comrades year from 60 kilometers. Then you really fed up, and she became a bit dizzy due to she couldn't really get enough nutrition. She was becoming dizzy, and we were trying to stick together, and but it's such a crowd. The whole race is a crowd of runners the whole time. So I lost her a bit, and when I look back, here's a black guy with my wife on his arm, and that's the beautiful thing about Comrades as well, the camaraderie of everyone helps each other. And he was just steadying her because he saw that she was gonna, because she was touching the rail, guardrail against the road because she became dizzy. So I just was so thankful, and we helped each other to the next water point. And from there, she just decided no, but we started this, we came this far, we're gonna finish this thing. And yeah, with another 30 left, so it was a great sort of suffering, but with joy at the end. I wasn't much joyful. I was really grumpy at the end, but Antoinette was in the clouds. So yeah, those two are some of our most precious memories.
Are there any rituals that you do before a race or after a race?
Antoinette's got a normal sort of coffee and bathroom routine that she has to do before any big long run. I don't have much, but I love my flat white coffee after a race. Yeah, that's about it. And then, yeah, I don't know if you want to do the bread tag thing.
Yes, please tell us about the bread tag. So I must just explain to the listeners and viewers that when you follow Francois on Strava, you will often see a run is never completed without some photos of bread tags that he's picked up along the way. So Francois, please tell us, where does the bread tags come from?
Yeah, it was actually before running or outside of running. Here in Cape Town, there was some project where the bread tags is a special kind of plastic. I haven't even studied it yet, but so the recycling value is a bit higher than normal PET. So someone started this project of collecting especially the bread tags, the white, like a peculiar form, so it's easily recognizable. And then with the money they generate from selling that back to the recycling companies, they buy wheelchairs for people with disabilities who can't afford it. So we just at home do recycling and stuff. And well, when we started running more, and I noticed these things lying on the road, and oh well, let's pick it up. And so it became a thing for me, and it's almost like when Antoinette gets tired and I didn't see a bread tag, she will stop. Hey, here's a bread tag. We see then can take a breather. So came this fun habit. And Antoinette has her own. Actually, she picks up screws and bolts and any sharp iron or steel object in the road because she had lots of punctures with her car previously with these stuff that gets in your tires. So around here, she picks that up and we put it in a little glass jar and see how many of it we can collect. So yeah, that's sort of the quirky part of our
Little
running
side project.
Yeah.
And then we better also just quickly talk about all the farm equipment that you also post often on there.
Yeah, that was just a fun. I have a person on my WhatsApp that's a agent for agricultural machinery, and my brother and dad they are farmers. So I love just the tractor, and it's also almost a symbol of sometimes endurance events and long distance running. You sort of a tractor is a workhorse, vehicle. So sometimes it helps you to feel like you need some traction up this hill.
Yeah.
Be like a tractor. So yeah, I love just the pictures of tractors.
Yes. Let's talk about injuries or setbacks. Surely everybody who runs has had them. Tell us about how you've had to deal with some of those and how you've overcome them.
Yeah, I've got had some right knee problems once, and also my hamstring. Pulled a bit of a hamstring. Eventually, I went to a physio and get some exercises. So usually I did those exercises religiously, and then it became better. So it's usually a disappointment. It's not often that we get. It's mostly just the once the knee and once the hamstring. And Antoinette as well. We had a biokineticist as a neighbor that helped her with some special exercises just to help with that. So yeah, it's sometimes setbacks and Antoinette, just injuries or accidents. She's prone to fall. So in our running together the past almost a decade, she fell about 5 or 6 times. Recently, broke her arm after a race, running up the pavilion and falling down. Um, and got stitches, a separate incident on a long run. Just stumbled over just a little thing. Um, so she's prone to that, and she just have to be careful and learn to pick up the feet a bit higher. And yeah, it's part of our sort of learning from each other as well. To I have to be patient and not sort of yell at her or get cross because she fell, because sort of in my mind, no, but you must be situationally aware, and you must, I've got that other mind. And then I got she got me back because a week or so ago, I was looking at a vehicle that turned while we ran, and I was trying to see what was written on the on the vehicle, and didn't look, and there was this sidewalk, and there I fell for the first time, and got a really bad elbow, sort of a scrape. So she was graciously with me, not laughed at me or shouted at me, but that I took that lesson to be careful and not be so cross with her when she when she fell.
And so when these injuries happen for either of you, how does that affect your training together? How do you cope with that situation when you've been used to training so often together and one can't?
Yeah, it is a bit of a bummer. It's bad for especially when it's in a lead up to some event that we really want to do. The one incident recently, had a bad sunburn, and we entered for the Winelands Marathon. And it's between Stellenbosch and Somerset West. And then we just have to accept, okay, no, this is not going to work. I'm not going to be able to run. And then we give each other the freedom. Antoinette's she entered, and she can still run. So she must sort of run for me, or yeah, she must go out and enjoy it and do her best. So we take it as it comes, in our stride.
What's the best compliment or piece of feedback you've received as a couple from the Tygerberg Club or other runners?
Yeah, I think people notice that it's unique that two people, a man and a wife, can train consistently and race and run consistently like us, and we're really grateful for that. So people have said to us, they admire us that we can do that. And but in general also, it's sometimes a lady friend of Antoinette would see us running, and afterwards would comment to Antoinette and say, "I'm so proud of you." So it's nice to get that feedback, because not one accept not everybody. It's often we have friends where the husband, the man, runs, but his partner, the wife, doesn't really like running much, or otherwise the wife loves running, but the man is not keen. There are some couples who the one that doesn't run supports the other very much at races and training and so on. So that's also nice to see, because yeah, not everybody is as privileged to be able to run together.
Running together requires communication. How do you resolve training disagreements, pace, goals, or race choices?
Yeah, it's really a matter of over time to be patient with each other and tolerate the other one. As I've said, we made our mistakes, and sometimes we are a bit grumpy with each other on a training run. But usually, the races, Antoinette kind of leaves it to me to do all the planning and bookings and doing the entries. But like whenever I ask her what if I would ask her what races we should do, she would do everything. She wants to do everything. So we manage it sort of fairly as life goes along, and sometimes there are events or just other family responsibilities or things that comes up that prevents us from doing a certain race or event. But we adapt.
You train consistently later into life. What do you think are the keys to long-term consistency?
I think it's to just be use some common sense, not try and do too much too fast. I've learned my lesson there, especially when training for ultra or a race, to just be the increase of mileage steadily, and to listen to your body kind of thing. Just be sensible and prudent on how you approach your training. And yeah, when you get older, you find the injuries take a bit longer to heal. So one has to have patience with yourself as well, patience with your body, and give it time. The rest days are important, more important almost. Also, together as a couple, one has to just be patient with the differences between us, and between our bodies that differ as well.
Yes. Okay, we're going to do a quick fire session here quickly. I'll ask you a question and you give me the answer, and you can add to it if you want to. So, coffee or rooibos?
Coffee and afterwards.
Right. So, after a run, not before.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Antoinette loves one before.
Okay.
But I do it after.
Right. So, opposites there.
Yeah.
Favorite Tygerberg running route?
No, we love our Witse run. It's a weekend long run with a group through some of the beautiful Durbanville and Belleville suburbs. Yeah.
And that's the same for both of you. Both enjoy that one?
Yeah, we both enjoy. And then there's the special to the beach and back. It's about the straightest as a crowd can flow to the sea. It's about 10 to 11 kilometers. So it's usually to treat Antoinette on her birthday. We'll do the birthday run to the beach, touch the beach, the seawater, and run back. That's about 20, 22 kilometers. Yeah, that's our special one.
And that's a special birthday present, right?
Yeah.
Lovely. Do you listen to music when you run or not?
No, we are sort of we listen to the birds and the quietness and the noises of the dogs barking or whatever. So yeah, no, we don't listen to any music. Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a favorite song that you'd both like to maybe listen to, or that you think would maybe make you in the mood for going for a run?
No, not really. With us, well, what usually gives us the goosebumps is Chariots of Fire that plays at the Comrades. So that's sort of the thing, the one thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's got a special vibe to it when they play that before the start of the Comrades.
Yeah.
Run in silence, or do you talk all the way?
Yeah, that's an interesting thing. I would be the one who tries to talk a bit and make jokes and comments and stuff. But then there's a certain time when Antoinette would say, "Shut up." She doesn't want to hear any. It's like she's tired. She just want to run. So mostly we're in quiet and with our own thoughts. We're together, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Your biggest running vice?
Yeah, no, not really any, I don't know, maybe donuts or or shoes. Yeah, Antoinette loves a regular or every year, she needs to have new shoes.
Fresh pair of shoes.
Yeah, so yeah, that's an adventure on its own, just to go out and look at new shoes and fit new shoes. Yeah.
Fabulous. Bread tags, recycle or keep?
Yeah, we keep it until there's enough, and then we give it to somebody that's gonna recycle it. Yeah.
Yeah. If you could give one piece of advice to couples who want to run, what do you think that would be?
I think it's sort of to be patient and tolerant with each other, and to keep it fun, to have fun. It shouldn't be a punishment. It should be a joy. Um, yeah, that's about it. And to enjoy each other's company, and stay consistent, and don't do too much too fast to prevent injuries. But most importantly, be patient with each other. Yeah.
What do you still want to do together? What races do you have on your bucket list, or what special events do you want to plan for the future?
Yeah, Antoinette would love to do some overseas marathon or event. Apparently there's a Qatar desert run from one side to the other side of Qatar, in the Middle East. But there's also some European marathons that we might one day would like to do. There's also, we've started it, is to a brother is in Gauteng. There's a few nice ultras in Gauteng. We did the Om die Dam. It's a 50-kilometer at Hartbeespoort, around the Hartbeespoort Dam. And so there's a few of those ultras, like the Loskop. It's a 50-kilometer one-way point-to-point race in Mpumalanga. And also there's a Cosmos 3-in-1 at Secunda. That's you do the 42-kilometer in the morning from 6 o'clock. Then in the afternoon you do a half marathon, and you end the day with a 10K race around 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock. So yeah, some of those events we would love to tick off one day. Yeah.
It sounds fantastic, and a big day, that one, with a marathon, half marathon, and a 10K to finish. How do you want people to remember your running partnership?
I think it's just that people would remember us as someone who had fun together, and sort of an example of a husband and a wife can do stuff like this, ultra marathons or marathons. And there's a saying, people who sweat together stay together. So that mutual suffering and enjoyment afterwards is a thing that we would love to leave people with. It's long term. Like a marriage is not a sprint; it's a marathon. So we take it a bit literally.
Yes, you do. We've got a little audio clip here of Antoinette. Let's listen to that, and then Francois will tell us what she said.
Vir my vreeslik lekker is Francois, van die mans wen wat hom wen, en net vir hulle wys hy kan ook goed hardloop. Dis vir my vreeslik, ek geniet dit.
Antoinette says she loves when I beat some other guys in the club. It's often guys who maybe beat me, but then in the time trial, she loves it when I do my best and can beat those specific characters. It's sort of just a in-house joke, or in-house secret between us. But so yeah, it gives me this kick to know that Antoinette loves me winning these guys. It puts some pressure on me, but yeah, she enjoys it, and I better run. So keep up.
Lovely that she has that proud moment feeling.
And then what I wanted to add is how we decide when we rock up at the race, especially with the 10-kilometer, is Antoinette always say the 10 kilometers is more difficult than a half or a marathon, because it's a grueling pace for a relatively short distance. But it's not a time, it's not a fun run, park run 5K, but it's double. And often we get to a race, and we usually check out the competition, how many of the ladies, 50 categories there are, and then based on that, Antoinette would decide, okay, no, today I don't have a chance. I'm just going to enjoy myself and relax. But sometimes we see, okay, no, that one and that one didn't arrive, so maybe there's a chance that then Antoinette can push a bit. And what is nice about some of the races that's sort of out and back, where the front runners can see the other back runners passing them. So usually then I would check out, when I've turned, I check out, okay, here's a 50 lady and there's another one. And then I can indicate, when Antoinette passes me, I can indicate, you second, you third, or you fourth, or whatever. And based on that, she sort of can decide, okay, what the moves are. So in that way, we can help each other. Other times, yeah, for me, I get to a race and then I would be lazy the day and think, I'm not gonna do anything. But then when just with the crowds and the vibe of the event, you just sort of get caught up in the thing, and then that day I would do a great PB or whatever. So that's nice about races, and sort of not deciding beforehand exactly what you wanna do, but just go with or make quick surprise decisions, and then some works out well and some don't. So yeah, maybe some more advice for older runners, when they think of running together as a partner, as partners, is even if the wife or husband doesn't want to or can train, just get someone, a friend or some other runner or club mate, to run together or train together as a accountability partner. And then often a goal is important, to have some goal that you work towards. So choose a race a few months ahead, and put your money down and do the entry. Then you have this specific goal, and you can make a plan and structure, and that helps with the goal setting. Is a journey, part of the journey in itself, to get you going and get you consistent.
Good advice. Thank you, Francois. Francois, thank you. And Antoinette, if you're listening, for showing how a shared habit can deepen a life. For the listeners, whether you run solo or with someone, the best thing you can do is show up week after week. Thank you for tuning in.